Everyone has a story, their own unique, wonderful story. My story all began being born with a rare disorder called congenital hereditary endothelial dystrophy, also known as CHED, which made the inner layer of my cornea defective, leaving me legally blind after just one short year of my life. This, of course, complicated everything, creating a limit as to what I could and couldn't do. I couldn't sit on the couch to watch TV, but instead I had to sit right in front so I could see the images. In elementary school, at the end of the day, all the kids would go running to their parents, and I had to take a couple minutes to find mine. And sometimes they were right in front of me. Experiences like this make a person feel like the odd one out. And without a doubt, I was, but I didn't like to believe it. I began to develop a shy, quiet, and reserved nature. I felt that nobody wanted to deal with me because I couldn't do what they did, see what they saw. I knew I was given a life with very strict limits. After a long 8 years and 1 billion doctors, we were given a proper diagnosis and treatment plan. The new treatment, developed by Dr. Mark Terry, is called endothelial keratoplasty. Instead of doing a full cornea transplant, which would have severely limited the activities I could do, he was able to make a tiny incision and replace just the damaged layer of my cornea. In mid-August 2009, I went up to Portland in an attempt to fix my right eye, and a surgery that lasted an hour. Within just a few days after the surgery, there was a noticeably huge difference in my vision. I've been a cautious walker all my life, and I remember running up and down the stairs of the doctor's office. I was absolutely thrilled. A few months later, we went back up to fix the other eye. Despite the miracle that was cast down upon me, I still had the really shy, reserved manner I developed when I couldn't see. I knew I still had limits. My freshman year of high school, I joined AVID, and my first thought was, why did I do this? I have to socialize with people that think I'm different and don't care what I have to say. However, I made a commitment, so I had to follow through. My first year of AVID was rough. I turned red every time my name was said, and my hands were almost always sweating in anticipation of getting called upon. I paid very little attention to what I was learning, and that's the mistake I regret. Then when I got into my sophomore year, I began to be a little bit more open to the idea of socializing and communicating with my peers. It also helped that I had a really good friend in my AVID class to help push me to be more engaged. This was the year where I really learned about the AVID material. I learned how to take Cornell notes, how to revise the chunk of text, the importance of slant, how to do tutorials correctly. While all of these strategies were crucial to put into habit and learn, I also began creating relationships with my peers and teacher, something that proved to be very beneficial. My AVID teacher, Mr. Brian Samhammer, was constantly pushing me to say something and contribute, even if I had very little to say. By my junior year, I was talking in front of the class with very little difficulties. I was striking up conversations with peers and teachers outside of my AVID class. Most importantly, I began tutoring anyone that would accept my help. The individuals I tutored allowed me to get to know their stories and what made them, them. This made me realize that limits aren't real, but something we use to describe our inability to achieve something. With the help of AVID, I not only learned how to effectively study, take notes, and ace those out-of-the-blue quizzes, but I learned that advocating for yourself is immensely important, and having the ability to communicate with others around you will take you far in life. I learned that jumping out of your comfort zone will lead you to amazing things and diminish all limits. After taking AVID for 4 amazing years and developing the appropriate strategies and habits to succeed, I'm ready to get a degree and experience the wonders the world has to offer. With AVID, I know that there is no limit as to what I can do or become. I can reach beyond the impossible, and the opportunities are limitless. My plans for the future include becoming a wildlife biologist by gaining my associate's degree at Rogue Community College, and then transferring to Montana State University to achieve a PhD in fish and wildlife biology. Thank you.